Oh, gracious God, our Father, we come now just to say thank you. Father, we come to realize that it's another day's journey. And we want you to know that we're so glad about it. Father God, I thank you now for another preaching opportunity. And I ask you to hide me behind thy sacred cross and cover me with your precious blood. Lord, I ask that you cover me so they won't see me but see you. Now, Lord, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Oh Lord, my God, my strength and my redeemer. Amen. There is a word from the Lord. You'll find it 46 numbers of Psalm. Before I read the text, I want to thank Pastor Rogers for allowing me this opportunity. I'm well aware that many of you know that he's a son of Mount Heber Missionary Baptist Church, Birchstock. And I am a son of New Salem Missionary Baptist Church, Mobile Junction. And I'm going to give you a little history. 1922, the Reverend H.R. Pearson split New Salem's membership and formed the Mount Heber Missionary Baptist Church of Birchstock. But can I tell you today, Mount Heber and New Salem aren't split. But we're all here today. So I thank Pastor Rod for this opportunity. Psalm 46 verse 1, and it reads, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. You may be seated in the presence of our Lord and our Savior Jesus Christ. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Just for the moment that I have to share, I want to talk from these words of preaching. God got your back. God got your back. Derek Redmond was a sprinter for Great Britain at the 1992 Olympics. And he was a part of the 4x4 relay team, and his job was to bring the race home, to allow his team to earn a gold medal. And Redmond's pursuit to receiving that gold medal got off to a great start. However, as he turned a corner, he tore his hamstring and he ended up falling flat on his face. As the rest of the pack sped on, he lay on the track in pain and disappointment, and alone on the track he stood up, tried to hop to the finish line. However, he came to the realization that he could not make it on his own. However, it was at that moment when a man had came down from the top of the stage, came down to the track where Derek Redmond was, and this man was his father. And when this man finally made it to the track, he picked his son up, put him over his shoulder, put his arms around his waist, and allowed his son to make it to the finish line. And my brothers and sisters, like Derek Redmond, life has a way of knocking us down. Life has a way of leaving us beat up, tired, and weary. Life has a way of sneaking up on us whenever we think things are going well. But I learned that at moments like this, we may feel like we're all by ourselves. We may feel like we're all alone. But can I tell you, God is at the top of the stage. Whenever he sees you fall down, he'll come down, pick you up, put his arms around you, and help you make it to the finish line. And that's why I don't mind going through my difficulties and trials in life, because I know that just like Derek Redmond's father, God. Brothers and sisters, never become so consumed with your situation that you think God has left you. But just know God got your back. And can I tell you, whenever the Lord is on your side, it means that we're all in this together. No matter what you do, God is with, ready to give you the assistance that you need. We can see as we proceed through this pericope that God has our back. Because this psalm does not have a unique backdrop. However, this psalm was penned in the midst of great tribulation. And many scholars believe that this psalm was written during the reign of King Hezekiah when he faced the threat of the Assyrian army. However, that raises the possibility that he is reserved the authorship of this psalm. However, by the title of this psalm, the heading of this psalm makes scholars think that the sons of Korah have written this psalm. However, we have to come to the conclusion of the realization that this psalm was not written by the sons of Korah, but it was written for the sons of Korah to use in worship. But whatever the case may be, this was a difficult period in time. But although it was difficult, God was on their side to protect them and aid them, because just when the people needed God, he was there for them. And we can learn, despite whatever problems we face, God can get in them with us. In order to understand how God has your back, number one, you have to understand you have shelter. And you have shelter. Whenever we approach the psalm, we normally notice that the author of that particular psalm will start his writing with a description of what they're going through. But this psalm, however, does not reflect that. Because this unknown psalmist got straight to the nitty-gritty and said, God is our refuge. And the word refuge in the Old Testament Hebrew is a shelter, that is a place where we can hide for protection whenever disaster comes our way. Now, there is no known information of the person or the threat this psalmist had to hide from. However, we can come to the conclusion that the one they could turn to was the God of our creation, who is our refuge. Some of you are looking like, what does that have to do with me? But can I tell you, no matter where you are in life, all of us need shelter. However, we live in a world and a day and time when people will find refuge in everything else except finding refuge in God. People will find refuge in drugs and alcohol. People will find refuge in money and income. People will find refuge in toxic relationships. And some even go as far to find refuge in a one-night stand. But can I tell you, these things won't stand the test of time. My brothers and my sisters, when all this fails, in the words of the Jones girls, and they state, who can I run to? And the psalmist is conveying to us that whenever disaster is coming out, whenever we feel like there is no way out, we can go to God and run to God for the shelter that we need. If we ever needed shelter before, it's right now. If we have mass shootings in schools, sanctuaries, grocery stores, and other random places, we need shelter. Yeah, young people's lives who haven't made it to the prime of their lives are snatched away. We need shelter. Yeah, if we have drive-by shootings that are killing innocent individuals, we need shelter. But the good news is you don't have to travel far and wide, because God is already there being the shelter that you need. Growing up in church, they used to sing a song, Jesus is a battle axe. Jesus is a battle axe in the time of a battle. Then they'll go on to say he's a shelter in the time of a storm. Number one, you have shelter. God has your back because you have strength. We have to understand taking refuge in God doesn't mean we'll escape from what we're going through right off the bat. Because I've learned that there are some things in life where we have to suck it up. Pull up our big boy, big girl pants and just deal with it. However, that is not the way that God intended things to be. That's why the psalmist is trying to help us understand that God can give us strength. But the strength that God gives is no ordinary kind of strength. You can go to the gym every day and you still won't have this kind of strength. You can bench press as many weights as you want and you still won't have this kind of strength. You can do all the exercises that this world has to offer. However, you still won't have this kind of strength because the strength God gives enables us to endure and overcome whatever we're facing in this life. And let's admit it. We've all had some times in our life where we became sick and tired of being sick and tired. We all had those moments when it seemed like life gave you a run for your money and left you hopeless. We all had those times when we wanted to have a Marvin Gaye moment and God both of our hands. And during these seasons of our lives, we don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. And eventually we end up giving up. However, there's strength. And my brothers and sisters, don't you ever get so lifted up in pride. Never get addicted. And think you can make it through this life without having God's strength. Last Saturday, me and Reverend Rogers were at an installation service for a service that started. Me and him were conversing. He shared with me, he said, I've been pastoring Hopeway going on 40 years. He said, during my pastorate, it has put me in some difficult places that I thought I could not handle. But then he went on to say, I learned that was a powerful place to be. Because it showed me that I can't do this all by myself. And my brothers and sisters, can I tell you that none of us are here because of what we did. But we are only here simply because of what God has done in our lives. Brothers, sisters, we won't never understand until we start relying on our strength. And rely on God's strength. Because I've learned, I take this jacket off, you know, I ain't got no strength. But I've learned our strength can get weak sometimes. Our strength can wear out sometimes. But can I tell you, it doesn't matter how weak you get. You can always find strength in God. And that's somebody's testimony here. Because if God hadn't stepped in and gave you the strength that you needed, you wouldn't have been here today. Can I be honest? You can't even make it down Jefferson Avenue without having God's strength. Because the truth be told, what you went through should have took you out. That cancer could have taken you out. That addiction could have taken you out. When you were out doing the things of this world and getting into God knows what, it could have taken you out. However, gave you strength. Just when you think you can. God will show you that you can. God has your back. God has your back. You have shelter. You have strength. But lastly, God has your back. Because you have support. We will all experience situations in our lives. We don't believe the old man Job said, man born of a woman is of a few days. And if you don't want to listen to old man Job, let's go down to John, where Jesus said in this world, ye shall have tribulation. But can I tell you in the midst of what we go through, not only do we have shelter and strength, but God can give us support. Because I stated in the scripture, God is our refuge. Psalmist went on to say, and strength. But then he said, a very present help in the time of trouble. And that means when life gets difficult, God is there to give us the support that we need. And my brothers and sisters, you don't have to go through life being afraid and fearful. Because we have the assurance that God can support us. Have I got a witness? And even if God does not change your situation, we know that God is in the situation. Have I got a witness? And can I tell you that just having Jesus there makes all the difference? Have I got a witness? I got to go on now. I got to make my way back down to New Salem. But before I go, I'm reminded of a story about a little boy that traveled to his grandparents' house every summer. And this particular year that he wanted to travel to his grandparents' house, he asked his parents to allow him to travel all by himself. Have I got a witness? And when the boy had made that request, his family had dragged their feet because they did not want their son to go out of town all by himself. Have I got a witness? But eventually, the mother and the father had agreed to let that little boy go by himself. They taught this little boy everything he needed to know to travel all by himself. So on the day it was time for him to go, his mother and his father had took him down to the train station. Have I got a witness? And that little boy had boarded the train, but before that little boy had boarded the train, his father had gave him an envelope. And he said, son, if you ever get afraid, just open up this envelope. Have I got a witness? So the train had went away and started chugging down the tracks. But as the boy had traveled, he began to get afraid because he saw some unusual looking people on that train. Have I got a witness? And because this little boy was afraid, he tried to go to sleep to get his mind off of the things he had saw. But eventually he realized that he could not sleep. Have I got a witness? But then he remembered his father's envelope, and he reached in his back pocket and grabbed that envelope. He opened that envelope and read what was in the envelope. Have I got a witness? And when he opened that envelope, it said, son, I know you were going to get afraid, but let me tell you that I'm on this train, but I'm sitting way in the back. Have I got a witness? And home well, can I tell you, it may feel like God is there to support you, but let me tell you that God is on board, sitting in the the back. Have I got a witness? Is there anybody here that knows this morning that God is sitting in the back? Have I got a witness? And I'm glad to know that God is with me because I read my letter where it said, I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. Have I got a witness? But then I read my other letter. It said, Lo, I am with you always unto the end of the world. But then I had opened one more letter. It said, God, do not stop being God. I change not. And can I tell you that God won't switch up on you because whatever he promises, he will do just that. Have I got a witness? And I know that God is with me because 2,000 years ago, he had our backs when we were wrapped up in sin. You know what they did. They marched him up the Via Dolorosa. They nailed him in his hand, nailed him in his feet. They pierced him in his side and put a crown of thorns on his head. He died. Is there anybody here that know he died? He died till the sun refused to shine. He died till the earth began to rock and wheel like a drunken man. He died till the centurion soldier said, surely this must be the Son of God. He stayed there all night Friday, stayed there all night Saturday, but early, somebody say early Sunday morning, Jesus got up with all power in his hand. Ain't he all right? And is there anybody here that's glad to know that Jesus got up? And because he got up, I know he has my back. Ain't he all right? Say yeah, yeah, ah, yeah.